What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking all about the M1 Mac Mini. I'm going to tell you if you should buy it, why you should buy it, when you buy it, what you should do with it. Yeah, lots of things. So, no time to waste, let's get into it. So here it is, the M1 Mac Mini. I'm not going to bore you to tears with all the benchmark and Geekbench scores. The M1 chip is very fast, super fast actually, and it's super efficient. Battery life doesn't come into it because it's a Mac Mini, it always has to be plugged into the wall. But noise, there is no noise from this, even rendering 4K videos. I'll get into that in a bit. And thermals, it's never hot to touch, it never gets above sort of 27 or 33 degrees in my experience, which is actually super cool for essentially a tower, a PC tower, a hub, a desktop. Really good. As far as price, this was £699. I have the 8GB version with the 8-core CPU and GPU and 256GB of SSD storage. I chose this because A, it was the cheapest, but B, I'm not going to hold on to this for longer than probably a year, to be honest. There will be an M2 or an M1X or whatever Apple call it come out next year or the end of this year, so I'll upgrade to that one. So I'm not the typical use scenario for you guys watching. What I would say is if you are doing a lot of video editing and you don't upgrade your tech regularly and you're planning to buy a Mac Mini, go for the 16GB variant. It'll last you like 5, 7, even 10 years if you do that. If you only go for the 8GB version, you'll find that after a few years, it's probably not going to be suitable. It's just the nature of the beast. As we evolve, if you believe in evolution, but as we evolve technology-wise, file sizes get bigger. I mean, who would have thought that most cameras or phones these days can even cope with 8K video? Those are massive files. Like a 20-minute 8K video can be like 300 gigabytes. It's insane. So, but that takes up a lot of memory as well. Like, you need to seriously consider the 16GB variant if you're planning to hold on to the Mac Mini for longer than 3 years. Storage wise, I use Samsung T7's external storage. I always have, and I will continue to do so. So the internal storage of the Mac really doesn't matter to me. 256 gig is more than enough to cover any one video file size that I will ever create. And that's how you should gauge it. As soon as I've created my video, edited, uploaded to YouTube, it goes on the SSD, external drive. Therefore, my Mac always stays pretty much empty and my storage is all saved externally, safe, so I'm never going to lose the files. I highly recommend you do that too. It means I save a couple £100 by not having to upgrade to 512GB SSD as well. So always a good thing. Ports. So the UI, the user interface on the Mac Mini is pretty good, in my opinion. We've got two Thunderbolt 3s, two USB-As, a headphone jack, an HDMI and a Gigabit Ethernet port. Like, see that there? Very good UI. For the everyday user, absolutely perfect. For someone that video edits or uses a DSLR or any camera nowadays actually, you'll have an SD card in that camera. You'll notice I never mentioned SD card reader. So buy yourself a dongle with an SD card reader and as a bonus you'll probably get 4, 8 extra ports on there as well for peripherals or accessories, and they're cheap. £50 on Amazon, £60. So yeah, if you're buying the Mac Mini, I would recommend getting a dongle if indeed you need an SD card reader. If you don't, and if you're watching this video, I am not going to overlook the fact that the majority of people that are actually looking to buy a new Mac are probably just working from home a lot right now, like everybody is, and just looking to do Office 365 stuff maybe a bit quicker, or they need to update your machine. So if you are one of those people, again, the £699 Mac Mini will cope with anything Microsoft Office can throw at it, and you'll be able to store as many Word documents, PowerPoints or Excel spreadsheets that your heart desires with no issues whatsoever. So again, this is my recommendation, is to just stick with the base model. It still has that M1 chip. Let's get into it. The M1 chip is 3 times faster than my 2017 Intel Core i7 Mac. Downloading video, rendering video, opening apps. I have never experienced the beach ball or the bouncing app effect from the dock while trying to open an app. It's never happened. So highly recommend moving to M1 if you need to. Now, my whole channel is based around that. I have to be honest. I am honestly telling you, do not upgrade to an M1 Mac if you're getting by with your current computer, whether it be PC or Mac. If you're getting by with no issues, don't waste your money. It's absolutely fine. Hold on to it unless you feel you need to upgrade, or you just really want to upgrade. Go ahead and do it. But don't go buy the £1,500 new M1 iMac. Buy the Mac Mini. Buy a TV or a monitor that suits you size-wise. Maybe you want bigger than 24 inch. Maybe you want a better mic, so buy an external mic. Maybe you want a better webcam than the iMac offers you. Buy a 4K webcam. My whole setup with that 43-inch 4K TV, the Logitech Brio 4K webcam, the Magic Mouse, Magic Trackpad, Fifine microphone and dongle, all of that, and the Mac Mini, all of that was cheaper than the new 2021 iMac that's just came out with the M1 chip. So think about that. You can really build a bespoke office setup for cheaper than the M1 iMac. And I've got a whole video about that I'll post up here just now, but watch the rest of this before you click on that, and I'll add it to the end screen, and I'll put it in the description. I'm just gonna bombard you with links to that video because I think it's so important for people to watch before being tempted to buy one of the new Macs. As far as capabilities on the Mac, I've obviously got one large screen, but you can, with no jiggery pokery, have 2 external monitors attached to this. But with some jiggery pokery and the right dongle or ports, you can have as many monitors attached to this as you want, as many as you like. There's a new app as well called Parallels, which you can download. It's a fairly quick install, so I would highly recommend that you YouTube that video, and it'll show you how to get Windows on your Mac. So if you are somebody that works with Windows for work, but you actually use Mac in your own personal time, it's very easy to switch between two. It's literally just a 3-finger swipe on the trackpad. Super convenient to be able to use. So I think that's it. That's my honest review on the M1 Mac. It's super fast. It's extremely cheap for what you're getting. I can't emphasize that enough. And you don't need to buy the biggest and best version it comes in, because you can buy, like, I think 2 terabyte 16 gigabytes of RAM for the Mac Mini, which will take you up to I think it's like £1,800. That's insanity. Don't do that. Why buy a £160 external 2 terabyte drive or terabyte drive and you're sorted? Please don't buy the biggest and best because you think that's what you need. You really don't. So yeah, that's been my, as far as I guess my review. This does everything I need it to do as far as video editing and work. Simple. That's been my review of the M1 Mac Mini. Not as Geekbenchy scores as you want it to be. You can find that on other channels. 24/7 Mac is one of my favourites. Obviously MKBHJ does his thing, but yeah, that guy doesn't need any more fans or followers or subscribers. Screw you, Marcus. Yeah, thank you for watching this video, and please hit subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and yeah, you like what I'm trying to do. Peace.